Hey, Brett here. So I'm going to work through my body this week rather than doing something like just splits. Tonight, I'm going to work in the following areas. I'm going to start by stretching my back a little bit and also my hamstrings. Then I'm going to stretch specifically the hamstring on the back of the leg, and then I'm going to stretch the groin, and then I'm going to stretch the outside more up here. It really depends on how you do it. So that's what I'm going to work on tonight. Now, for tonight, you might need a couple of props. You might use something like a bench or a folding chair for a couple of different situations. One for your hands, and maybe later for your leg. And then you might want a little bit of a pillow or cushion as well, and a strap or a belt. I don't know where my yoga strap is, so I'm going to use my belt. So tonight I'm going to start by forward folding. And as you go into this pose, one option you might do is you might bend your legs right there. Don't worry if your knees are bent. In fact, knees bent is good here because that actually puts the stretch further into the muscle belly anyway. Over time, it's fine to straighten your leg a little bit. I'm gonna set a time here. So this might be where you're at. Maybe eventually you lower to the ground, and maybe slowly over time you raise up. Couple things to think about. Wet noodle. Notice I'm just going to try to let my back stretch and relax. And as I do that, the more I do that, the nicer stretch I get in my hamstrings. Don't worry, if your knees are at 45 degrees, your knees are going to shake. Over time, your knees are going to slowly go higher and higher. But the secret is number two, passive tension time. Passive tension for enough time, 2 to 5 minutes. Get yourself to 2 minutes. Then get yourself to 2 minutes and 5 seconds, etc. After 5 minutes, law of diminishing returns. Breathe to relax. That's number three. Breathe to relax. 4, 8. Inhale to a count of 4. Exhale to a count of 8. That does two things. That brings you down to 5 breaths a minute, which in itself is going to be balancing to your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So it's adaptogenic in that respect. Second, by going longer on the exhale, you'll emphasize your parasympathetic nervous system. And we're going to put ourselves into a little bit of discomfort and use our breath to tell our body, hey, this is a new behavior. I want you to be okay with this. Go ahead and relax. You are using your breath, your intention to set and change your body's response to discomforting situations. This applies to your daily life. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish off this pose and see you in the next one. Okay, to come out, don't use your back. Be really careful here. I'm going to bend my knees deeply, put my hands on my knees, above my knees, and I'm going to push up. If you use your back before you get it straight, woe be you. Now I'm old. Maybe you don't have that problem, but I absolutely do. If I used my back there, I would have torn something. Not torn, but I would have. It would have hurt. All right, now I love the next three poses. The problem is, for this pose, there was one. It was symmetrical. Just fold forward. For the next three poses, there's a right side and left side. So if I do three poses, two sides each, that's six. If I do them for 2 minutes each, that's 12 minutes plus transition time. I'm gonna do them for 3 minutes each. And it's gonna take me probably 23 or 24 minutes to get through them all. Okay, so for the next pose, you're gonna need a few things. Then none of them are required, but these are what I do. First of all, I'm gonna ask Kitty to move to here. Thanks, cat. Okay, now this is for me, I like a pillow. Not much, just a little bit. I'm gonna lay on my back. You might use a yoga mat, perfectly fine to do so. N- We're going to be here for a while. We're going to do three different things. Right now, let's just focus on bringing our foot up and pulling it back. Now, I'm going to get my timer here. Where did I put my timer? There we go. I don't want to do 5 minutes. I mean, I would love to do 5 minutes, but I don't have that much time. I have to get to bed eventually. So there we go. Now, you might, on this pose, if your leg doesn't get up very far, use a bench. Totally fine. Use that to help you keep your leg up. You might also put a pillow under your butt, which might help as well. Now, if you go to the classic science of stretching, I'm breaking a rule. I'm bending my arms in this pose. But I'm using weight and balance. I'm not using nearly any effort other than my hamstring. So, and also I'm not going to do that for the entire pose. But in a classic version of this, you do something more like this so that your arms are locked out because you want as much of your body relaxed as possible. If you can, put your hand on your foot, and I will do that eventually, maybe, probably. Right now, I'm getting a nice stretch, and it's coming back nicely. So I'm just going to let this happen for a little bit longer. To just sort of kick up my heel and bring the ball of my foot up. So this is more dorsiflexion. If I point my toes, that's plantar flexion, but this is dorsiflexion. And there, now I'm going to use my hand to hold it up, and my arm is straight and locked out. It took me a while to get to the point where I could do this for very long, and still I have to move around a bit because this takes some finger strength. That's the bad news. The good news is you'll have finger strength. And grip strength is correlated with longevity. It's indirect, but if you have good grip strength, you hold on to things. If you hold on to things, you tend to fall less. If you fall less, you break fewer bones. If you break fewer bones when you're old, that's good for you. So this is win-win, but it's over months and a year or so that you're going to get build up that strength. At least that was for me. All right, now this one to come out of it, I'm just going to bend my leg a little bit and then support myself as I go down. It's generally this one coming out of this one's not too bad for me. All right, other side, asymmetrical pose. That was right side, now left side. Same idea, same amount of time. Now, in asymmetrical poses, I have to do it twice. Well, have to, I'm doing it twice. So always do it twice. Always. You don't, if you have an imbalance, you might consider doing one side longer than the other. So let's say your left side or your right side. Let's say your left side is especially tight. So if you do the right side for 3 minutes, do the side for 4 minutes. But do both sides because um, it's really you want to come back to balance slowly, and one way to to come back not slowly is to only do one side. In this case, my left side's my better side. I'm going to push up my heel and bring the ball of my foot back again. That's dorsiflexion. When you point your toes, like for example, if you look at my right foot, my toes are pointing at you. That's plantar flexion. My left foot, my toes are coming back up towards the shin. That's dorsiflexion. Both are important. You want to work on both. This pose isn't working so much with dorsiflexion, but by doing dorsiflexion, I'm engaging my calf a bit more. And then the weight of my hand, getting a nice stretcher because there's a pulley. Your there's two tendons that go on either side of your heel down the arch of your foot, and that's a pulley. And so when I'm pulling this back, it's pulling this a little bit tighter. And so I'm getting a little more of a stretch there. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Chess. Come here. Sorry, buddy. Didn't see you there. Now, when I started doing this pose, my legs did not get to 90 degrees. So I've been doing this for many years. And I still know people who are far, far more flexible than I am or probably will ever be. But I'm always finding new little areas of space and continual micro improvement, much better than degradation because there's no such thing as stagnation. If you're not moving forward, you're aging. But the great thing is, it can be gentle. It doesn't have to be extreme. In fact, the people who've lived the longest are walking. They're not doing high intensity interval training. Though if you love high intensity interval training, do it because it's really, really good for you. Okay, now that was first one. For the next one, the kitty, I have to move you, but let's see. I'm gonna use this pillow over here to I'm gonna rotate a bit to stop my foot from going all the way to the floor. Now again, you don't start with where my leg is. It took me many, 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 many years. Well, I'm not sure, but many months anyway, to get to the point where I can get my leg all the way out to the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my strap here and I'm going to let my foot drop. My left foot I'm going to go straight out. Now Probably not right away, but eventually you might want something to hook your foot around. I've got the little stool there, and that's because I might be pulling higher. Okay, now Josh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to move you, buddy. Yeah, I know. Gonna have to move. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So now, same thing, okay, and this is nicely opening up my groin. Now I want that pillow under my heel and my foot. I like having my foot dropping on this, but that's more of a subtlety. It's not terribly important. All right. I'm gonna bend my leg and then bring it back slowly. Now, even there, I came back a little bit fast. I can feel just, it wasn't bad, but there could have been a little bit of a tweak in my back there because I was getting into my back on that stretch. And I'm going to get into it later again. So now, same thing, other side. I'm going to move the pillow over and then I'm going to grab my belt that I have somehow misplaced. Oh, I'll put it right there. And I'm going to go to the other side. Okay, so lift the leg up and then out to the side and oh, my hip doesn't want to do that. Now I want that further out. Oops, did not mean to stop that. Yeah, there we go. That's good right there. Once again, left side is the better side. All right, if I can- the kitty, here we go. Okay, oof. There we go. Hmm, lost my pillow. That's okay. Ah, I would normally do this with the strap. Oh, that works out. There we go. That's not at all awkward, actually. Oh, okay, now, nice. Pillow stays right there because I'm going to take myself back to my right side, extend my left leg, and I'm going to take my right leg off to the side there. So that's where the pillow stays there. So pillow starts on the right, goes to the left, stays left, goes back right. For these three poses or six poses, depending on how you look at it. I do this pose twice, right side, left side. There we go. Now I'm going to hold it with the opposite hand. So now my left hand is holding my right foot, the strap in this case. In all of these poses, you can use something like a bench if you can't lean over. And I really wish, let's see, where's that? There's that bench. Speaking of which, there we go. There. Just get a little bit of a leverage point. So there. Kitty, you're moving too fast for me. I'm sorry. You're in a fast pet mode, and I can't do that while I'm stretching. Don't lick me, please. I will pet you after I stretch, buddy. This is the penultimate stretch of the classic set. Okay, I can pet you like this if you're going to let me to. Let me go. There we go. So I'm getting stretched from about here all the way down here. Nice big stretch. There's another pose I do called twisters, and that gets more from here up. So between those two poses, you get a nice stretch, though they're on different nights, so I won't be doing that one tonight. did set the timer, right? I did. Okay. Now I'm gonna bend my leg. Notice I'm not moving back yet. I'm gonna set my foot on the ground. Since my back is twisted, I'm gonna want to have my foot on the ground. I personally like to do this and then move my back more slowly down because if you move your back fast after stretching it like that, it's pretty easy to do some uncomfortable stuff to your back. All right, now last one of the set. This goes back over here. I'll rotate a little bit because I don't want to disrupt Mr. Kitty too much. Uh, Now this side. Oops. There we go. Okay, now, good thing I find to do here. I'm gonna keep my knees bent. Breathe in and really stretch your belly and also push your back into the ground. So take a big in, take in a big breath and expand your belly and push your back into the floor. Now, do it by expanding your belly and then keep expanding until it goes further into the back and then up into your lungs. but I got a little bit of a spot in my back right there. There we go. That should be good. A little bit of trigger. Wait on it. Release it just a touch. Okay. Now I said there was another pose related to that last one. I'm going to go ahead and do it because, in fact, since I'm just stretched very close to it, I'm going to go ahead and do the pose. And I'll do it for 3 more minutes. I think I've got the time. I'm going to just take the time. So in this pose, feet bent, take my right foot. I'm going to either hook my right foot behind my left knee, or maybe my right foot's over my right knee, or maybe it's down, or maybe it's twisted. Whatever, doesn't matter. The pose isn't here. The pose is here. So I'm going to actually scooch my hip a little bit to the left. There's a scooch. That's an official measurement of the stretch industry. I take my left hand outside right knee and fall, 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 fall. And I'm going to take my right hand and I'm just going to point away. And this is a huge stretch. Oh, I love this one. So whereas when I had my legs straight out, it was a little bit lower. Now this hits up to about, let's see, right about here and down to here and really big right here for me. Then around here. And that's pretty much where it's hitting. Now, when I put my arm out here, I'm adding in my shoulder, my armpit. It's, I like this stretch a whole lot. But especially on this stretch, when you come out, I'm going to show you how to get out of the stretch because I have hurt my back coming out of this too quickly. Okay, for this one, first thing I'm going to do is unwind my feet uh, because I want to take my right foot and get it back on the ground flat before I do anything with my back. So notice I'm going to slide my foot back, toe, 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 foot down, and then I'm going to slowly go onto my back. Now, if you do this pose, the first time you do it, and actually every time I do it, I can sense it, but very slowly get to a flat back, and then feel your right side versus your left side after doing that. Oh my gosh, it feels like my right is has an arch in it. And what that means is it's following the contour of the spine rather than being like height. I guess I don't know. Anyway, it feels good. So now, same thing, other side, same time for me since I'm symmetrical-ish in terms of my stretch. Left foot, either hook it behind the knee, over the knee, down. I can't quite double twist here, but I couldn't do even close to this on either side when I started. So again, where your leg is, not important. Absolutely not important, other than for comfort. If you can get into a comfort place where you can just sort of hang out. The stretch is over here. So this isn't the stretch. Don't worry about that. I mean, do intertwine so that you get leverage. Because notice by doing this, what I'm doing is I'm getting some leverage and I'm getting a nice little twist in my spine. So that's important. But whether your feet are intertwined or not is absolutely irrelevant. And this is my way. There. Mr. Mushroom. Actually, you know what, Mr. Mushroom? I'm going to use you. That's got a little bit of weight to it. So, yeah, there now. So, when I have my hand here, I'm not pushing, but the weight of my hand and my arm, because my elbow's not on the ground. And so I'm adding, a couple pounds of pressure. And then, of course, chest comes over here, bumps my arm, and it moves me a little bit. A little bit, that's actually pretty good, I think. A lot of it's not so much, though. Just a little bit's okay, though. Even though my hand is in petting the kitty, I've got my elbow pointed. That generally keeps the weight still being twisted. It maintains the twist without losing too much. Okay, no, you can't do that. Not now. Don't bump into me like that, buddy. Mm-mm. Not cool. Especially right there. I can't see you, so I trust that you'll stay away for a moment. Thank you. Even though I'm talking to the camera as if there's someone listening, I know nobody, including myself at this point, is listening. The video that is going to go onto YouTube. It's a little bit tight, a little bit of hot spot there. There. If you ever get a hot spot, pressure point, don't avoid it. Move around a little bit. You don't want to get a bruise from hanging out for like several minutes in a pose and pushing on a spot just enough that you make it really tender. I've done that to my left heel, working on side splits. All right. Now again, unwind my feet. Now I'm gonna get my left foot on top of my right leg, let me enunciate. And then I'm gonna get my foot on the ground. Actually, I'm gonna get my foot on the kitty. Is that a kitty? Get my foot on the kitty, pet the kitty a little bit with my foot. And then slowly, this will be fine if I get this foot stable. There we go. There we go, Mr. Oh, I wasn't gonna do anything to you, kitty. I was gonna continue petting you. Okay. I'm just slightly pushing with my heels a little bit so that I can elongate my back, and extend my spine. There we go. Okay, well, I think that's enough for this evening, Mr. Kitty. See you tomorrow.